Welcome to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. It's 2025, December 19th, and today's theme is simple. AI isn't just software anymore. It's zoning meetings, power lines, and who gets to hold the keys to the algorithm.
Finally, AI content I can relate to. Paperwork, electricity bills, and custody battles. If ChatGPT needs a substation, I'm calling it ChatG Peak Demand.
3 stories. 1. Michigan regulators approved power for a massive data center planned by Oracle and OpenAI. 2. China ramps up AI chip output by upgrading older ASML DUV machines to hit 7-nanometer class chips. 3. TikTok's U.S. sale drama may be nearing the finish line with a deal to cede control to an American investor group.
So today we're doing big computers need big power, big countries need big chips, and big apps need big lawyers. Got it? Let's ruin my attention span responsibly.
Story 1. Bloomberg reports Michigan regulators unanimously approved a request from utility DTE Energy to power a massive data center development planned by Oracle and OpenAI after a contentious hearing with public pushback.
Unanimous approval after a contentious hearing is the most "we argued in the group chat but still shipped the feature" thing I've ever heard.
Here's the simple version of the tech. Training and serving frontier AI models is basically running a small city's worth of computers 24/7. Those computers turn electricity into math, and the byproduct is heat. So you also need cooling, water strategy, and grid reliability.
So the cloud is a warehouse full of spicy space heaters doing calculus, and the neighbors are like, cool, but can we still run the microwave?
Why it matters for normal people. This is where AI cost shows up. If grid upgrades and power contracts get expensive, that pressure flows downstream into higher cloud bills, higher API prices, and slower rollout of AI features. And for communities, it's jobs versus load on infrastructure, plus questions about noise, land use, and energy mix.
I love how AI's biggest rival isn't another model. It's the local permitting office. Like, sorry, your transformer is missing form B17 and a notarized vibe check.
Actionable lens if you're a developer or founder. Start treating power and latency like product constraints. If your AI feature roadmap assumes infinite cheap inference, build a fallback mode. Smaller models, caching, or on-device options, because regional capacity can become the limiting factor.
Don't build an app that only works when the sun, the grid, and the GPU gods align. Build degraded mode, aka still useful when the Wi-Fi is emotional.
Story 2. Reuters says Chinese chipmakers are upgrading older ASML DUV lithography machines to produce 7-nanometer AI chips. Not the newest EUV tools, but an effort to squeeze more capability out of what they can access.
That's like making a modern movie on an old camera by doing 1,000 clever tricks, and then still calling it shot on film, because technically, yes.
Simple version. Lithography is the chip world's printer. EUV is the newest, sharpest printer for tiny features. DUV is older. But with multiple patterning, printing layers in several passes, you can approximate smaller feature sizes. The trade-off is complexity, yield challenges, and cost for good chip.
So it's like printing a high-res poster on a home printer by taping together 20 pages. It works, but your wallet and your sanity both file a complaint.
Why it matters. Good enough nodes can still power a lot of AI, especially for inference and for domestic ecosystems. It also signals resilience. Restrictions slow progress, but don't necessarily stop it. For everyone else, it could mean more fragmented hardware stacks, more regional supply chains, and more variance in performance and energy efficiency.
Fragmented stacks means developers will have the hottest new framework. It runs on my machine, but only if your machine is geopolitically aligned.
Actionable takeaway. If you build AI products, design for portability. Use hardware-agnostic runtimes where possible, test on multiple accelerators, and avoid hard locking to a single vendor's newest features unless your business truly depends on it.
Yes, date your GPU. Don't marry it. Keep your options open. I want your codebase emotionally available.
TechCrunch reports TikTok agreed to a deal to cede control of its U.S. business to an American investor group, potentially closing a long-running effort by U.S. authorities to compel ByteDance to divest.
So TikTok is getting a new guardian? Like, we promise the algorithm is supervised now. Ma'am, the algorithm needs supervision like I need supervision near online shopping.
Simple version of the tech, TikTok's value isn't just the app shell. It's the recommendation system, what it learns from user behavior, how it ranks videos, and how data flows through infrastructure. So the key question in any deal is, who controls the algorithm, the data access, and the operational knobs?
Right, because you can sell the restaurant, but if the old owner still controls the secret sauce and the menu, you didn't buy a business. You bought shares.
Why it matters to normal users and creators. This could change how data is governed, how content policies are enforced, and how stable the platform is for monetization. Even if the feed feels the same day-to-day, governance shifts can affect developer access, ad targeting rules, and what kinds of content get boosted or throttled.
Creators hearing governance shift are like, cool. Does that mean my views go up, or do I need to learn interpretive dance on a different app?
Actionable takeaway. Diversify distribution. If your income depends on a single algorithm, you don't have a marketing channel. You have a single point of failure. Build an email list, cross-post, and keep your audience identity portable.
Yes, own your audience like you own your passwords, not in a notes app called Passwords Final 2.
Quick recap. Oracle and OpenAI's data center power approval is a reminder that AI scale is now an infrastructure story. China's DUV upgrades show that chip progress can route around constraints, but at a cost. And TikTok's U.S. control deal highlights that in modern platforms, governance is product.
And the moral is, the future runs on 3 things: electricity, lithography, and lawyers. Honestly, that's also how my last apartment building operated.
If this helped you understand what's actually happening behind the headlines, subscribe for the daily briefing. And if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Which bottleneck will shape AI most in 2026? Power, chips, or policy?
No, AI is an app inside a warehouse attached to a power plant being negotiated by 12 attorneys in matching vests. See you tomorrow.